everybody, welcome to week 3. We're going to be working on some abdominal exercises that you can incorporate with the stretches that we've been working on. I'm going to introduce to you the plank, pikes, long arm sit-ups, and the dying bug, all with progressions and regressions based on your conditioning status. So first we'll start with the plank. A couple things you want to remember about the plank. Body position and back position. You want to make sure that your back's not crashing too far down, but your belly button's drawn in, but hips aren't too high. So a nice happy medium here. All right, nice and tight, belly button drawn to the sky like we worked on in the first week. Nice and tight. Now if that's really challenging for you and you're feeling it in your low back, what you'll want to do is modify the position and drop to your knees while making sure that your hips are more forward and your back's lined up, just as it would be if you brought your legs up. Now, obviously, you'll be able to move on to the regular plank. If the regular plank starts to become too easy, you can go ahead and progress to a 90-degree reach, which will also warm up your thoracic spine. I like to incorporate as much stretching in my abdominals so I don't have to spend a lot of time in stretching. So this is a plank with a 90-degree elbow reach. And if that becomes easy, you can do a arm reach, leg reach, while keeping your hips nice and square. And down. Challenging, but several regressions and progressions so that you can keep improving the strength in your abdominal wall. Next, we're going to do long arm sit-ups. Long arm sit-ups are really, really great for the rectus abdominis, as the rectus abdominis inserts below your pectoralis muscles. So what you want to do is make sure your back's nice and lined up, arms are stuck to your ears, nice and tight, chin's tucked in, and you want to peel your spine up, shoulder blades off the ground, all the way back down, up, and all the way back down. If your neck starts to bother you, you can go ahead and throw one hand behind your head. Make sure you're not pulling on your neck, and continue to do the same motion, breathing as you go. Now, if that becomes easy, what you can go ahead and do is bring your hips up at the same time and back down. Hips up at the same time and back down. Next, we're going to go ahead and work with the pikes. What you'll need is a stability ball. So here's a stability ball. Make sure you get on the stability ball safely. You want to go ahead and roll yourself out. I like to go to my knees, tummy nice and tight, just like you were in the plank. And you want to pretend, once again, like somebody's above you with a string connected to your belly button. Up nice and high, and back down. Not too far down, just nice and level. Up, down. Also pay attention to your mid-back. You don't want to be too rounded. Make sure everything's dropped in. If this is challenging for you, start with some knee flexion. Get yourself used to the motion and get yourself used to being on a stability ball. Nice and tight, or into the plank. So those are pikes on a stability ball. Lastly, we're going to do the dying bug. Dying bug is a really, really great exercise for core stability. I use it with a lot of my clients who are working with forming a foundation. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our hands up, knees at 90 degrees, back flat on the ground. One arm back, one leg out, while maintaining a nice flat back. Now your back's going to tilt just because that's a natural curve of the spine, but what you want to do is try to keep it as flat as you can so you're getting some contraction in the abdominals. So we're here and back up, here and back up. Try to make sure, if you're working with another professional or if you're working out with a friend, make sure somebody holds your knees, because a lot of times people tend to want to do this. And this is really just defeating the purpose of what you want to do. So make sure your back's nice and flat, one arm, one leg, and everything's staying nice and straight. Now as far as sets and reps go, with these, you want to do as many as you possibly can until your back starts to come up, because you'll feel pressure in the low back if your stomach's not strong enough. As far as all the other ones, I would do in between 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 20 reps. It's up to you, whatever you can do, whatever you feel comfortable with. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to work with some resistance training that you can add to the abdominal workout.